I have no time for an intro because I don't know what to say about this. So let's just get this over with and get started.
Paw Patrol's animation just got a massive update, and I'm here to
Oh,
tell you what all has
oh
changed with
boy.
it. First up, let's talk about the characters and how they're looking now. We'll start off with Chase. His face has been rounded a fair bit, which
Okay.
makes him come off as more cute and cuddly. His paws
Oh,
are also a
okay.
bit larger. His lighter fur is a bit more orange than before, but that isn't much of a bother to me. For Rubble and Zuma, not much has
Like the movie design from Pop Show the movies 1 and 2?
changed with them, besides their furs being a little duller, which makes them look more realistic. For Sky,
Yeah.
her fur colors have been changed up quite a bit. The fur around her eyes is darker, and the fur covering most of her body is more orange or peach colored than before. A lot of people really disliked this change. As
Yeah.
for me, while I do think it could be better, it also could have been a lot worse. I've also gotten more and more used to this new palette each time I see her. Hopefully it will be the same for others. Regarding Marshall and Rocky, they look absolutely marvelous. Their designs have
Really?
been altered a smidge, but not nearly enough to take anything away from them. We also still have Everest. She's become a lot fluffier than she had been before, which makes her look so much more cuddlier. In my
Aw.
opinion, the last three pups I mentioned have gotten the best transition over to this new style. While we've seen the Paw Patrol pups, we still have yet to talk about Ryder. Similarly to
Yep.
Sky, a lot of people aren't big fans of Ryder's transition over. His biggest change is his face being rounded now, as compared to his face being quite sharp like before. This makes Ryder look more like a 10-year-old now than he had before. While it's
Really?
fairly different, I eventually came to like this change. With the Paw Patrol members out of the way, let's talk about Mayor Humdinger and his kittens. His
Yep,
face
the
shape
villain
has
of
changed
Paw
a bit,
Patrol.
but everything else about him has stayed relatively the same. Talking about the kittens, I think they've had the best transitions over to this new style out of all the characters. Mainly because they're pretty much the same as before, but with so much more the characters. Mainly because they're pretty much the same as
Kelly got
before, but with
Kelly
so
got
much
the
more detail and
oh,
texture. If
I
you've
don't know what to
enjoyed so
say.
far, Marshall would like it if you'd like the video and subscribe. We also have
Yep.
various secondary characters. Mr. Porter has transitioned over stupendously, and for Farmer Yumi, it's just the same. Farmer Owl looks a little off with his facial hair being fuller, but it's something you get used to pretty quickly. We also
Okay.
get to see Katie, who, like Ryder, looks younger than before. And where there's
Yeah.
Katie, there's also Callie. Callie, ironically, also looks a bit younger, at least to me. I think both of
I
their
like the
new looks
scene.
turned out very nice. Jake makes an appearance too, and the only major difference in his design is his beanie being absent. Though there's a chance the people behind this episode could have chosen to omit his beanie just for this one. With or without it, his transition
What
still
about
came out
Carlos and
We
Tracker?
have Alex as well. While I've talked about some characters looking younger, Alex's face looks 3 times older than it should be. His hairstyle also could be a little better. Regarding Captain Turbid and Francois, they're looking quite good, though it's a shame they keep their dot eyes as opposed to full eyes like in the movie.
Yep.
Uncle Otis and Miss Marjorie make brief appearances, and like many others, they look the same as before, but with some tasteful enhancements. Continuing the Goodway family, we have Julia and Julius. Their skin tones are lighter now, their hairstyles have changed just a little, and they no longer have matching marks on their face. And the Goodway family wouldn't be complete without Mayor Goodway. Like her niece and nephew, her hairstyle has changed a fair bit, and she's lost her mark on her face. And I believe her mouth is also slightly bigger than it was before. Helga Humdinger, Winnie Winnington, and Hurricane Harrigan all made their appearances in separate episodes. Barely a thing has changed with any of their designs, but they all do look quite nice in the new style. And hailing from Barkenberg, we get Sweetie the Princess and the Earl. Sweetie's transition over might be even better than Rocky Marshall's because while her design hasn't changed any, she still received such amazing enhancements. As for the Princess and the Earl, the animators outdid themselves with their transitions. They both look wonderful indeed. In this update, numerous locations had also gotten enhancements. At the lookout, we have some lovely artwork on the walls of the bottom floor. In the mission briefing room, it has so much detail and so many textures. And the outside of the lookout was entirely just as impressive. Porter's Cafe certainly looks absolutely marvelous, and it's just the same for the rooftop level too. There's also Humdinger's town of Foggy Bottom. Nothing major is different there, but it still came out quite nicely. We also get to see his lair as well. The most noticeable change here is the glowing green containers in the back. So far it seems to be just the decoration. There's also a Kitten Catastrophe Crew area rug, which is a very fun touch. And an Easter egg I found was his painting from Pup Solve the Mystery of the Missing Painting hanging up on the wall. Jake's mounting gets a fair bit of exposure, and it looks very beautiful indeed. Jake's cabin also pops up, and it's one of my favorite areas in the new style. It just looks so warm and cozy. They also get a brand new airport that looks stupendous. I talk more about it in that video there. We have many more areas and locations where not much has changed, but this new style makes them look a dozen times better than before. That's all for this one, but check out one of those videos there if you enjoyed this one, and as always, I'll see you in that video there. We have cozy. They also get a brand new airport that looks stupendous. I talk more about it in that video there. We have many more.
Hang on. Okay, so I think I managed to find the other bear that he was talking about. So let's give this a watch.
Paw Patrol's Air Rescue has finally arrived, and we'll go over everything on it right now. I'd like to start off with the pup's new aircrafts. In the first episode, we see Chase's helicopter, Marshall's fireplane, and Sky's airplane. Let's talk about Chase's first. His helicopter is perfectly themed around him. I really like how they incorporated his colors into the helicopter. We also see his badge plastered around it, as well as some police lights. We also get a look at the inside of it, which turns out to be just as nice. Secondly, we've got Sky's plane. We can see the colors of her badge coated on the outside and the badge itself on the tail fin. There's also a massive jet engine on each side. The design of it is fairly lackluster in my opinion, but the interior makes up for it. We see LED light strips strapped to the plane, and as it's a passenger plane, there are some seats dotted along the inside too. We also see some compartments full carry-on luggage attached to the roof. Next up, Marshall's
like
plane.
a normal
This
airplane.
plane's design is very striking. It's mostly red with a bit of white, and there are some stripes of yellow on the end. We also see a ladder and some water cannons as he's a firefighter. And for that same reason, his plane shoots out water from the wings.
There she is! Chase! Over here! Thanks for the lift, Chase.
Cool.
Water cannons! Thanks, Marshall!
Next, the new HQ. It's actually a part of the new Adventure Bay Airport. It includes a runway for aircrafts to land on, a very cartoonish plane wash, a luggage carousel, and a control tower where
luggage carousel
are hosted. Take a look at all of this.
Look at the shiny new equipment, Chickaletta!
We use it to keep track of everything in the air. The plane wash.
Yep, that's right.
I can show you how it works on Chickaletta's plane, Mayor Goodway.
Good idea.
See? Your flying machine is clean.
We also see them
Thought it
in
was
their
gonna
new
break.
piloting gear for the first time. They look absolutely awesome. If you've enjoyed so far, Sky would like it if you would like the video and subscribe. We see the Earl and the Princess of Barkenberg for the first time in this new style. I think the animators did a very good job transitioning them over. The episode itself was also very enjoyable. I liked it because it didn't seem to rely on the usual formula as much as it usually would. I'd rate this episode an 8.5 out of 10 because it was quite a charming episode to kick off the sub-series with. Anyways, that's all for this video. If you enjoyed, be sure to watch that video right there, and as always, I'll see you.
Okay, so I'm not sure how to feel about this for season 10. I'm probably just gonna wait for it to get added to Paramount Plus so I can watch it and see if it's good or not. This is like the design to the Thomas, and this is like Mattel's redesign to the CGI version of Thomas and Friends. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, then please give it a like, that'd be appreciated. And let me know what you all thought in the comments below. And if any guys are new to my YouTube channel, then hit that subscribe button. Anyways, thanks for watching everyone, stay safe. I'll see y'all tomorrow for when I react to Farfina's Mario Kart and Minecraft Track Competition number 5. Goodbye.